But I gotta at least get to the point where people stop laughing when I explain it. Forget ever getting paid for this. I just want, my goal at the beginning was get them to stop laughing at me. And so I needed a way to figure out how to be impactful and how can I bring value right away. And so I quickly learned that there are, regardless of the title we give ourselves, there's multiple opportunities in the marketplace, and our clients and prospects look at us a lot differently than we think. And so I developed this system of thinking about what are our disciplines or our roles that we play with our clients. And so there are 4, and we're going to go through each of those 4. But I want to make sure that you walk out of here with some practical and very actionable tips for your business and other additional revenue streams. That's my goal for you. Okay? But now, I heard that was wonderful. See, that was for people I used to talk to in the beginning. I tell them my story, they'd cry, they'd laugh. It was terrible. See, that's right. Get him out of here. See, he was laughing before when I was in the back. We were playing. I left, and now he lost his buddy. So it was great reception. Mike, really I'm flattered by what he had to say. And so this session has been promoted, but have you been warned about this session? Oh, you've not been warned. Oh, okay. So I'll do that. One of the many services I provide, I'll warn you about my own presentation. So this presentation that we're about to do, the next hour we're going to spend together, is very transformational. And what I mean by that is, an hour from now, you're not going to remember, you're not going to know what you look like, you're not going to recognize yourself, you're not going to recognize your neighbor, and you're sure is not going to remember or recognize your business. So I feel an obligation to let you know what you will look like about an hour from now. And so what I'd like you to do is, if you could please turn to your neighbor, and that would require you to actually turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor. I'll be your neighbor, that's okay. Look them right in the eye. Give them a high five. Wait for it, wait for it. Give them a high five and say, you are a master of profit. And I find that quite sexy.
You are.
And I find that, right? Right on. All right. Okay. Hey, one to a customer over there, please. So the guys didn't like that table. Like, I'm not doing that. You know what that maybe 5 times ago you were. So lesson number 1, if you didn't like that exercise, pick better neighbors. Pick better neighbors. All right. So I love the topic. I love the theme this year of Face Your Fear. I just got back this summer. I took my family to we went to South Africa and we went on safari. And so I'm looking for like fun things to do while in Durban, right? And what comes up but shark cage diving. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. With my 11 and 18-year-old, my wife thought not so much. She's like, I don't think we're going to be doing that. And so I didn't dare tell her about the non-cage option. So I'm like, oh no, come on. The things are like, you couldn't saw through it. And I'm like, kids, there's a non-cage option. And they said, really? I'm like, yeah, you get to swim with the sharks. And I said, that's pretty cool. Well, let's just see how that goes. Well, save that for later. Don't tell mom that part. We'll never even get to the beach. So we get there, and there's about 20 of us. And so they're a conservation, a shark conservation place. And they'll give us an education on sharks, and they say, it's really overblown. We hear about absolutely every shark attack. That's why it sounds like there's a lot. How many are there? And they said, well, there's about 12 every year all around the world. What kind of sharks attack? People. What are the attacks? And they said, well, of the 12 last year, there were 4 great whites, there were 2 bull sharks, and there were 6 oceanic blacktip sharks. And I said, okay, cool. What type of sharks will we be seeing today? And they said, oceanic blacktip sharks. Cool. Now tell me about the no cage option. And so we're talking, and I knew it was coming. My wife did it. And so, she's excited. We're going cage diving. She's been working up the energy for this for a year. And then, so I wasn't the only one who read the website, so somebody's like, what's with this no cage option? My wife was like, no cage option? What are you talking about? Like, we get in the water with them? And the kids are like, yeah, let's try that out. And so we asked about it, and so, you want to do proper due diligence. I mean, that's really important. So my one due diligence question was, well, how often do you not use the cage? And they said, well, to be honest, we haven't used the cage in a month. And I'm like, wow, I'm in. Meaning, not in the cage, but I'm in the water. Let's do it. I don't know how many people got eaten that month, but all I knew was there was no cage. So we get out to the grounds, and my wife was like, we're really going to go swimming with sharks? I'm like, Chandra, come on. It's not like they chum the waters or do anything. We're just going to jump in the water. There might be a cage. And so sure enough, they get us out to the reef, and they start going in a circle. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they pull out this bucket of blood and guts, and they start chumming the water circle. And all of a sudden you see, and the bus, the boat stops, and I'm like, all right, jump in. And before I could even say a word, my 11-year-old she was already in the water. She's like, I'm getting you. Oh my God. That's my fault. I'm like, I better get my stuff on. So I get in the water with her. Sean, my son, gets in. We're all in the water, and Chandra's still on the side of the boat. She still has no idea what happened, right? There's 14 of us in the water. She's still on the boat, and I'm like, if it's going to happen, we might as well all go together. And to her credit, she jumped right in, and I'll share the video if you guys want to see it. We had about a dozen sharks like swimming all around us. It was an amazing experience, and nobody got eaten. We all went home safe that day. But like Mike said, what I learned from that is, the fear is worse than the actual event, right? We felt comfortable, and we were figuring, hey, listen, if people are getting eaten by sharks on this tour company every day, they wouldn't have much of a company. So, a high level of trust there. And so we faced our fear, swam with the sharks, and just had the experience of our lifetime. So I promise you, that will not be what you have to go through with your clients. Right? You won't have to deal with that on any level. But what you will have to deal with is the perception. So now in my business, I'm a business advisor, right? And so every client that I have has an accountant. And I ask them, when they're telling me about their business, tell me what's going on, and I say to them, well, you have other advisors, I'm sure. Yes, of course you have other advisors. Do you talk to your attorney about this? Oh, are you kidding me? As soon as I call them, the